Hi guys, my name is Karen. I am with CK Customs PA. I am also an admin for Cricut Help Desk Unofficial. We've been doing these Monday midday classes. This is our 6th week in a row. So hopefully you guys are enjoying those. Or these, I should say. Ready for class. Awesome. So I've been trying to just make sure that it's new content each week. So far, so good, I hope. So today, this week, we're going to talk about the different types of Cricut mats and the different blades and cutting tools that are offered. We're going to look at all of the current product lines, so the Joy, the Explorer Air 2, and the Maker, and also additional accessories. I wrote the scoring tool. I also want to show you guys some difference in some of the pens and things like that. So with that, if you guys have any questions as we go, please put them in the comments. Alrighty, let's get started. Making it a little bigger here. Alright, so today we're not on the computer. I have all my stuff here, so I'll just be showing it to you. Mats. Mats is our first topic. So let me make sure I have my little cheat sheets and everything. Okay, so the first mat we'll start with is the light grip mat. So, Cricut light grip. Hopefully it's not backwards for you guys. So the light grip mat is available in a 12 by 12, which is this. It's also available in a 12 by 24. And it's also available for the Cricut Joy in a 4.5 by 12. The light grip mat is, now, before I say what it's used for. Oh, what's the saying? There's more than one way to skin a cat. Sounds pretty gruesome. So I'm going to say there's more than one way to cut some materials. So what I use the light grip mat for is printer paper, vellum, cardstock up to 110 pounds, scrapbook paper, washi tape, wrapping paper, construction paper, iron-on HTV vinyl. And that iron-on HTV vinyl, I know many people are going to use on the next level mat up. That is fine. Do what works for you. That is what works for me. All right. So the standard grip mat. Let's move up a level. So the standard grip mat comes in the 12 by 12, the 12 by 24, the longer one that we showed. And for the Joy, they have it in two sizes. They have the 4.5 by 12 and the 4.5 by 6.5. There's two sizes for the Joy, two sizes for the Explorer Air 2 and the Maker. The standard grip mat, what works for me, is glitter cardstock, poster board, textured paper, stickered paper, textured HTV, embossed cardstock, cardstock heavier than 110 pound, and window cling. Okay. Moving up, we have our strong grip mat. Strong grip mat is purple. Availability of the strong grip mat is only to the Explorer Air 2 and the Maker. They do come in both the 12 by 12 and the 12 by 24. And these can be used for chipboard, magnet sheets, foam core poster board, corrugated cardboard, faux leather, basswood, and craft foam. Okay. The next mat, and I learned something new about this one that I'll mention when we get to the blades, which is the fabric mat. Fabric grip, it says. So it's pink. And this one is, sorry, I'm going to go to the side. Also available in the 12 by 12, which is this, and the 12 by 24. They do not have a fabric mat for the Joy. And the fabrics you can cut on these are going to be felt, faux suede, cotton, polyester, those types of fabrics. Okay. Next mat I have, so the last two, the Strong Grip and the Fabric, they did not have for the Joy. So let's look at what they do have for the Joy. The Joy has a card mat. So for these mats, you can slide cardstock. There's a plastic sheet and then a slide under it. So you slide cardstock under it, fold it over the front, and they cut greeting card fronts. That is only available for the Joy. There are some kind of hack type things that you can do to use these on the Explorer 2 and the Maker. I don't have a video for that yet, but it is on my to-do list. So I did want to just recognize that the Joy has a card mat. I think many of the Maker and Explorer 2 users may not have even seen this. I know I wouldn't have even paid attention to it until my friend had a Joy. So there is that mat. All right, I'm going to move on from mats to blades. Lots of blades. Put that aside. So first for the Joy, now because I don't have a Joy, I have to print out a picture. There is a Joy blade and housing. They're not universal between the Joy and the Explorer 2 or Maker. They do make replacement blades for it, but this is basically their basic blade for the Cricut Joy. Alright, for the Explorer 2 and for the Maker. Let's do that next. Make sure I have all the materials I need. That's for that one. Alright. So the first and most common is going to be your premium fine point blade. So that would be this guy. Now it has a little plunger top. You can see that makes the blade come out below. That's also how you change the blade. So there's a magnet inside, so you can very carefully grab the blade, but they come out through the bottom, and then you stick the new one in and release, and it holds it in there. I'm not going to try to cut myself during this video. So I'm prone to cut myself. Sorry, guys. So this is the premium fine point blade. Now, a couple of things about this. This is the premium fine point blade comes with this little white rubber cap. It is not the same as this one with the gray rubber cap. Make sure I'm centered here. So the white one is your premium fine point blade. The gray one does not say premium. And silly me, when I was first starting, I said, well, maybe it just doesn't last as long material-wise of how they make it. But I bought some because they were less expensive. That's not the only difference. There is a length difference between them. It's very subtle, but it makes an impact when you're cutting your materials. So when I was cutting things with the gray, it was snagging, it was dragging, it was ruining my materials. I only now use the white rubber, which is the premium fine point blade. All right, so there is a difference between these. I don't know if the Explorer 2, how it feels about using the non-premium ones, but I know the Maker is where I saw problems, I had problems, I then did some research, and I wasn't the only one. So I'm going to stick to that story. Just a tip, something I do, is I actually have two housing kits for them, and they are two different colors. They may not show up super well on camera, but this one is gold, this one is silver. They're both premium fine point blades. What I do is I use one for paper products and one for my vinyl products. The benefit there is paper is very rough on these blades. They will dull quicker with paper. But I put a lot of money into my vinyl products. So I keep one for vinyl, one for paper, and just swap them out as needed. Otherwise, they are the same housing. All right, moving along. Deep point blade. That is this black housing. The blade also has some black on it when you extend it out. This is different than these. The end, you can see at the bottom here, is shorter on the black one. So there is a difference. It allows the black one to cut in deeper, hence deep point blade. The deep point blade is better for things like the magnet sheets, the craft foam. You can do some leather with it, some corrugated paper. So that is your deep point blade. The bonded fabric blade. Let's see here. I do not have one, so I have a picture for you. Now, this is good for the Explorer 2 and the Maker. And when I said earlier with the fabric mat that I learned something new, was Cricut, didn't even notice this, on purpose made them both pink. So your pink blade matches your pink mat, which is the fabric set. I thought that was pretty cool. I learned last night. Your bonded fabric blade works with silk, polyester, denim, burlap. Those are the recommended materials for the bonded fabric blade. Again, works with the Explorer 2 and the Maker. Okay. Now we have Cricut's newest, I say blade, it doesn't cut, but their newest accessory blade. This is part of their foil transfer kit. So the foil transfer kit does foil embellishments using your Cricut Explorer 2 or Maker, compatible with both, and uses the Cricut foil transfer sheets. You cannot do this, the foil transfer, with the mobile app. They have not yet, now they may later, they have not yet added the foil option on the mobile. But on your computers, you'll have 3 options and it will come with 3 tips. One is a fine point, one is a medium point, and one is a bold point. So it's really just kind of this bottom piece here, how thick it is and how much it's going to leave behind for that foil. So that is brand new. Came out about 2 weeks ago, I think, approximately. And last I checked last night, it was sold out on Cricut's website. So if you're interested in it and you can find it, snag it up. All right. The next set are only compatible with the Maker. And let's see which one I got first. I have the Rotary Blade first. So they're all going to have this gear at the top. This is what's unique with the Maker, is this gear assembly. It goes in, the gear slots go into a gear on the Maker, and that's how these ones are controlled. It is significantly more powerful. I don't know the exact numbers. I hear them, and then they in one ear out the other. But it's exponentially more powerful. I think one is like in the hundreds, and the other one is in the several thousands. So these gear ones are the Maker ones only. This one specifically is your Rotary Blade. It comes with the Maker when you buy one new. And they're used for cutting fabric. You can do it on your fabric mat with your cotton, your silk, your denim, your felt, your chiffon, your cashmere. I've used it. It works very well. That is your Rotary Blade. Next we have your knife blade. Alright, so, not that one, this one. Here's your knife blade. Again, only compatible with the Maker. Has the gear up top. And then at the bottom, there's a nice knife blade. This guy is a really powerful blade. Can cut things like leather, chipboard, balsa, basswood, mat board. That one is for the Maker. I don't cut myself. Alright, the next one, I don't have any blade on here yet, but this is the quick swap tool. The quick swap housing, I guess is what they call it. So there's nothing on the bottom here yet, but we'll show you some of those. So the housing is interchangeable, has a little plunger up top, and that's how it'll grab your bottoms. So line it up, push the plunger down, release the plunger, and it holds your bottoms. Push the plunger down, pull down, get those off. So they make several of these bottom pieces. So this one is the scoring wheel. It has a little 01 on it, and it does a score line. Cricut did make a double scoring wheel. It had a 02 on it. They are decommissioning that. So I know right now on their website it's marked as clearance. I don't even know if they have any left. But the single scoring wheel is still an active product, and it's part of the interchangeable quick swap for the Cricut Maker. The other bottom attachments that they make with the quick swap are the debossing fine tip. That one. So you have your debossing fine tip, goes onto that quick swap housing, and that's used to create imprints and things like cardstock and paper. You have a Wavy Blade, that is this guy, and does really just what you think it would do. It creates a wavy line edge when you're cutting. You have an engraving tip. So notice they all have a number on them. That's how you'll easily be able to separate them and know which one you're grabbing. You can create yourself a little cheat sheet by your maker, since these are only maker compatible. But your engraving tip, you can engrave things like dog tags, nameplates, jewelry, wood carving, all kinds of things that you can engrave with that one. And then the last quick swap tip is number 11, which is your perforation blade. So think about things like tear-off sheets. You can cut a perforation line with it, and it makes it easy for tear-offs. Okay, so that is it for the blade section. Other machine accessories. Other machine accessories. So we have, let's see which order these are in. Pens. We have lots of pens. So they make fine point pens. Let's see here, this one and this one. So here are two of the fine point pens. One is an extra fine point pen. So each one on it is going to have a number associated. So this is 0.3. It's kind of, because it's clear, there it goes a little bit. You can see it, 0.3. And on the bottom, it says XF, extra fine point. This one being 0.4. And the bottom is an F for fine point. Then you have your gels. They make gel pens. The gel pens 1.0 on the bottom are going to have a G for gel. They make markers. It's also a 1.0. They're going to have an M on the bottom for marker. The Cricut Joy also has sets of pens and markers. They have fine points, they have gels, pretty much similar, but they're not the same. They're not interchangeable. They are a different size. Cricut recommends storing them capside down. I know people that store them the other way and they work for them. Do what works for you, but Cricut's recommendation is capside down. There are other pens. I'm sure there's many I haven't heard of. There's also a washable fabric pen. And then there's other pens that aren't Cricut brand that people do fit into their machines. That is your choosing. I know there's some adapters people have crafted for those. Personal choice on that. Other tools that go into, and this one's going to be Maker specific. So these both go into the Maker and the Explorer Air 2. The Joy has their set. This guy here is only for the Maker, and this is a scoring stylus. Works similar to the scoring wheel, where it creates a score line for folding, this goes into the same slot that your pens go in. So the scoring wheel does go deeper. But I use my scoring stylus if I'm doing something that I'm going to score and then cut. Saves me that step of swapping this out with my blade afterward. Instead, I put this in slot B where the pens go. Put my blade in, or sorry, this goes in A, the pen in B, or the blade in B. Get it together, Karen. All right. So, does a perfectly fine score line. Fits in the Maker. All right. Those are all the accessories that I have to show you today. All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed learning about mats, blades, and other Cricut machine accessories today. Please like our video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Happy crafting!